So I'm going to get straight to the point and talk about the harder reality of chess that people tend to not talk about very often, which is that playing chess kinda sucks sometimes. And I'll talk about some other problems that chess brings. I've made a chess checklist about things you should expect and be mentally prepared for if you're going to play lots of chess, as it says here. I'll go more in depth about what these 7 lines here mean, but I'll give you the short answer right now. Are you okay with losing? Are you okay with making mistakes? Can you tolerate being humiliated? Can you handle your negative emotions? And if you're trying to improve, are you okay with doing mental challenges? Are you okay with the amount of time you have to spend on the game? Do you accept that your results may often disappoint you? So you can put your results and stuff on those boxes. So yes is 1 point, so you can add them up. So if you score less than 4 points, then according to me, you are not ready for chess. So I'll get started with, are you okay with losing? So this one's pretty obvious. It's something you should expect to happen a lot when you play chess. But what I really mean by are you okay with losing, I mean losses like losing as in one small game, could be losing lots of games, losing a tournament game, so something that was important, losing to someone you really didn't want to lose to, so some idiot makes fun of you, losing in less than 20 moves, as in you get destroyed, or losing games you shouldn't have lost. What I mean by games you shouldn't have lost, I mean games like these. So, this example game here, so black's up 15 points material here, and that's it, just lose by timeout. It doesn't matter that white was about to just completely just get checkmated in this end game. So I'm annoyed with this one. I'm really annoyed. Like, I find bishop e2 in this position. It's like mate in 1. This is a blitz game, and I played a move, and I flag before the move registers. This one also annoys me, and it's kind of a bit of an example game I kind of might show later on in the video, but like, it doesn't matter that I was up like 8 points material and had a big attack and was completely squeezing my opponent. I just made one tactical mistake. Game's over. This isn't a loss, but you know, it's a draw. Stalemate. Full header. It's very frustrating. I'm gonna go a bit off topic here, but this brings me to another point I'm gonna make, which is that losing is losing regardless of how it happened. It doesn't matter if the loss seemed unfair and outrageous, or if you were beaten fair and square. It doesn't matter if you were playing brilliantly for most of the game and your opponent was playing like trash. It doesn't matter if the game seemed close or if it was a total stomping of a game. You lost, and that's what matters. That's what people remember. This is also why masters tell you to not give up and to not resign, because it's mostly the result that matters about a chess game. You win, you lose, or you draw. That's it. The result is what changes your rating. Result is what makes people going to see the game about it and remember the game. Like, most of the time, that's what games get remembered for. Well, I guess brilliant games, but most of the time games just get forgotten. When you don't resign, when you resist for as long as you can, you could get lucky. You could get to be the opponent in games like these. Just think about that. It doesn't matter if you played like trash. It doesn't matter if your opponent was up a gazillion points material. It doesn't matter how dirty or filthy your win was. You won, you lost, or you drew at the end of the game, and that's what matters. So, can you avoid losing entirely when you play chess? No, you cannot. But you can change the way you take losses. For example, chess masters didn't start as chess masters. Masters started as beginners, obviously, and had to grind their way up to their level. That grind wasn't easy. It involved lots of losing, trial and error, studying, practicing. You get the point. This is why you hear the quotes, things like, there's often more to learn from a game you lost than from a game you won, and that the master has failed more times than the beginner has tried. What does this mean in chess? This quote, master has failed more times than tried. It means the master has lost more games than the beginner has even played. They learned from their losses to get to their level. And just like masters, you will lose a lot when you play chess, and you have to be okay with that if you're going to play lots and lots of chess. Now you might be thinking, okay, it's done with the first one. I'll go and tick these or cross or kind of it, put your results on it, and then continue the video. But I recommend you to put your ticks and crosses, etc., like in the boxes after I'm done rambling about everything. It would make sense later. Anyway, moving on to, are you okay with making mistakes? In chess, making mistakes can be pretty frustrating, from a small position mistake, all the way to blundering mate in one, maybe blundering your queen, missing a free piece, blundering stalemate, and hanging pieces for free, that kind of stuff. It's also pretty frustrating because of how making mistakes works in chess. What I mean is this, you might hear quotes like, one bad move nullifies 40 good moves, and that it's not about who blunders the most, it's about who blunders last, who loses the game, and that your chess skill is based on how often you don't blunder. It's pretty true, like this game especially. It doesn't matter that I was playing a great game before this and, playing brilliantly. It all just takes just one bad move and the game's over. That's just how chess works. So can you avoid making mistakes in chess? No, you also cannot. Because we're all imperfect, nobody has solved chess. Nobody is perfect at chess. World champion Magnus Carlsen is still making mistakes. Even our best computers are still making mistakes. We haven't made quantum computers yet. You are not a psychic, and you are going to make mistakes just like everybody else in life and everybody in this game. This usually, unfortunately, includes making the same obvious mistakes over and over again. I imagine that's also frustrating. Are you okay with this? You just can't avoid making mistakes. You've got to be okay with it if you're going to play chess. Something else. Because you can't avoid making mistakes, it's more about how you react to your mistakes. Just like I talked about with losing, masters learn from their mistakes, learn from their losses to get to their level. You can't avoid blundering, but you can reduce how often you blunder and how you react to your mistakes. Alright, chess. Can you tolerate being humiliated? This is actually one I'd imagine most people aren't going to be okay with. And this is especially a problem when you're beginning at chess, because you're going to be bad at chess. When you play chess for long enough, you're going to run into people that are going to beat you harder than you thought you could ever be beaten. Crushed in 20 moves, made a stupid mistake, they pointed out, beaten over and over again. Sometimes they also make fun of that. You see what I'm saying? Some people are going to make fun of you for your bad chess. Even Bobby Fischer, one of the best chess players, one of his famous quotes is just, I like the moment when I break a man's ego. Top players are going to do that, yeah. So again, are you okay with people seeing your bad chess? Are you okay with people making fun of it? Going wow, that move was so stupid, or you're below 1000 elo, you're so stupid, you know nothing, you eat crayons. This is also why I recommend that you don't act hard in chess. Because no matter who you're playing against, you could lose and make the dumbest, stupidest mistakes, and that's all embarrassing. When you act hard in chess and then lose, that's going to be really embarrassing for you. So, don't act like I'm going to win, unless you're like that better or that confident, you see what I'm saying. Also online, this fear of being humiliated I think is why we see some people avoid playing chess or only play chess against computers and do puzzles. Like, I know this is kind of irrational, but like, the idea that when you play against a human opponent and then you're losing, there's a human out there, somewhere in the world, consuming your soul as they're beating you at the game. A human that can see your bad chess might be going, haha, look at this idiot making this dumb move thinking it's a good idea. You know, it's really annoying. This is also probably why you panic or get nervous when you play chess. It's because you're worried that something on this list is going to happen to you. And you know, wouldn't want that. You've probably heard players complain about things like, oh, I blundered again, why can't my brain just work? Or, I'm losing games I shouldn't, so tilted right now. Flagged when I should have won, game's so unfair, I'm up a gazillion points material, why can't my opponent just resign by now? And then, you know, you can lose, make mistakes, get made fun of, like, for being bad at chess, things I've mentioned before. And, you know, then some people are going to be like after that, oh, chess is a calm, meditating mind game. It's not. That's a bunch of baloney. In chess, it's actually pretty common for like players to get upset, angry, frustrated about the game or while playing the game. And it's important to be able to hold these emotions in or deal with them while playing the game. Some players, when they blunder, you know, they'll freak out or, you know, slam their stuff like desk, keyboard, which I might be getting with myself. It's important to be able to hold these negative emotions in or be able to just suck it up while playing chess. As in, by suck it up, I mean, of course you can have negative emotions, but like, I mean, avoid turning into raging bull. That's what I mean. Like, you know, can you avoid freaking out when things go wrong? Like, things will go wrong when you play chess. That's just inevitable. In tournaments, when you lose, it's just straight to the next game. The tournaments continue. They don't give you a spot where you can go and suck and mold about your previous games. It's just an example of how chess can become a chaotic world to just be playing in. And you know, where being able to handle your emotions becomes useful because, you know, you're not letting your previous games affect you. So anyway, the conclusion: are you okay with you know, these bad things I talked about happening to you? Are you okay with things going wrong in chess? Are you okay with having bad days? Are you okay with losing 10 games in a row? Are you okay with facing opponents that make you want to pull your hair out? In chess, it's important to defend yourself not just on the board, but emotionally too. Now, these next three are mostly going to be for if you're trying to improve at chess. So these. And of course, improving at chess can be hard. And, you know, this means more things you have to be mentally prepared for. So anyway, are you okay with doing mental challenges? Which is, if you want to improve at chess, sometimes you have to step outside of your comfort zone. Like, how to explain this? So imagine if you're being like, I want to improve at chess, I want to improve at chess. And then you find a puzzle, and it looks really hard. Then a few seconds later, you're like, nah, it's too hard, I give up, just show me the solution already. Like, be honest, how many times have you done this? Like, I've done it a lot. This is a very lazy approach to hard chess puzzles, like if you're trying to improve at chess. It's like, imagine if someone was going to the gym and going like, I want you to get stronger muscles, I want to improve my physique. And then first thing they do when they see a weight that's heavy is go, nah, weight's too heavy for me, I'm out of here. And that's just it. But can you see the problem? They're not even bothering to put their muscles in pain in order to make them stronger. Like, it's so stupid. This reflects onto chess as well. When you want to improve at chess and then run into a hard puzzle, just give it a minute sometimes. Just try. When you go through mental struggle, sort of this mental pain of calculating in these lines and stuff, imagine it as if you're improving your chess brain muscles, if you know what I mean. You've got to stop being lazy about this stuff if you want to improve. When you run into an unfamiliar or unusual hard chess position, don't give up immediately. Just try new stuff, even if it seems a bit uncomfortable. Get outside of your comfort zone sometimes. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. Are you okay with trying new stuff? Are you okay with giving hard stuff a go? Are you okay with getting into uncomfortable new positions? Are you okay with mentally challenging yourself? And if you're going to keep being lazy and going, oh, stuff's too hard, I'm not bothering, then maybe you're just not ready for chess. Next one. Are you okay with the amount of time you have to spend on the game? And well, you will have to spend a lot of time on the game in order to improve. So, time taken on puzzles, time taken playing lots of games, time taken on studying concepts of the game, time taken on practicing, time taken to improve your chess muscles. That all takes time, so it's normal to take a long time to improve at chess. So you don't have to feel bad about it. Like, some grandmasters were beginners for a while after learning the game. No chess grandmaster got to the level they're at now in less than 2 weeks after learning how the pieces moved. Like, that's ridiculously fast. Most grandmasters have to pour their soul into the game to get to the level they're at. So most of them picked up the game at a very young age, continued playing lots and lots afterwards, so non-stop practicing, playing, studying the game after that point. So that's kind of what I mean by pour their soul into the game, if you know what I mean. This is important for you to consider if you're going to try and improve at chess. You might not get to the level you're happy with as quickly as you wanted, and there is no shortcut 5-minute tips and tricks video or whatever to make you immediately climb up the rating ladder. So no shortcut. Chess coaches can only reduce the amount of time it can take to improve at chess, not immediately make you at their level. Like, that would be ridiculous. I'll explain why that is in a different video. So things like this can kind of upset some people because chess is treated as a game of master intellect, but it's about how big your brain is and stuff, which makes you good at the game. But really, at the high levels, it kind of just turns into who has poured more of their soul into the game wins the game. Anyway, do you understand that you can't dedicate your life to everything? And are you aware of how much time it takes to improve at chess? I know this video probably sounds like I'm saying the same questions and statements over and over again, but it's in a different way each time. But do you accept that your results may often disappoint you? Like I've said before, you are not perfect, you will make mistakes, and things will go unexpectedly and wrong when you play chess. And sometimes it will plain feel like your brain isn't working some days. You're definitely not going to play perfectly, and you don't have to get angry about this stuff. This is the chaotic reality of chess. It's time to get out of La La Land. Sometimes you need to know when your expectations are inappropriately high and lower them. And there is no Santa Claus, there is no Easter Bunny, and you might not get to be the 2000 rated player you're dreaming of being. And that's just how it is. You have to accept that you could get disappointed by results. And rather notice now and expect it and see it coming, so you don't have to get your soul crushed by finding it out later on. And after all, it is kind of low how you can put in all this hard work I mentioned before and this hard things to go through, like losing, making mistakes, humiliated, negative emotions, all these challenges, hard work. And after all that time spent trying to improve, and at the end of the day, you may still not have the results you're happy with. Well, that wraps it up for the things you should be mentally prepared for when you play chess. You can put in your answers in each of these, see how much points you get, like add them up. So yes for 1 point, so if yes, add 1 point. If no, you add none. If it's a kind, I'll let you get away with a kind of, so I'll give you 0.5 points, I guess. Add them all up. If your score is less than 4 points, then according to me, you are not ready for chess. If this is the case, then I recommend you to save your mental health and do not play chess.